well, I'm not late. I mean, I tend to go on between 5:30 and 6. But I don't know if you can see. I've had a fly buzzing around, like, my front room. And now it's on my ceiling. I don't know if you can see it in the corner. Can you see it? That one. I'm trying to point to it. And it's really, really annoying because I've been trying to get rid of it. But so early in the morning, I can't use the vacuum. I can't thrash around the flat. So it's so annoying. It's so loud as well. I've opened a window, but the noise from outside, it's not noisy, but it's windy, quite windy outside. So I have a feeling it's going to affect things quite a bit. But I'm hoping it'll find its way out eventually. Okay. Today I'm just going to do some writing, so I hope you guys will join me. And it will be fun and somewhat interesting, and the fly wouldn't be too much of a bother. I honestly don't like flies very much. They're very buzzy and just annoying, and they never know what direction they need to go in, so, you know, very frustrating. Here we go. Right, I'm just going to get some paper. I have a feeling this is lower. Oh, it is lower. How interesting. Okay. So, today, there's a storm brewing outside, and whilst it does sound fairly romantic, it is bringing a huge gust of wind in, and I'm hoping to get this fly out of this room. So, no, that's dead. I'm going back to the old basic today. Basic pen. Because I am still out of ink. So I'm just going to finish a short story I started a few days ago. I started it so look at how, I mean, I don't like to, but look at how my writing is with this. This is just a really cheap pen, but it's just neat. I mean, there's some bits where it goes a bit off the rails, like something happened there. And I think this is where maybe I start to get tired. So I want to write, but my brain is tired, and perhaps I'm just physically tired. But if you look at the difference between that and how that starts to change, it's like the evolution of my writing. And then it goes, because I realised, and I tried to make it neat again. Really interesting though. So please, let's have a good writing session. And try to write as much as you can without wanting to fill up pages, because like I said to you, filling up pages means you're just going to end up writing rubbish, jargon, you know, because you just want to fill up the spaces, and you're not going to be intentional about what you're writing either. So I'm going to put some moisturizer on. I feel like my hands look a bit worse for wear today. I'm back to the cheap coffee because I've run out of coffee. So this was back to the cheap stuff. Okay, so I stopped here yesterday and I will continue. So I'm 6 pages in now, page 6. Once again, I'm not aiming for a particular number of pages or a particular word count. I just want to write and get all my ideas down and just feel the story as it goes along. So the story I started writing, there's no plot behind it. I haven't planned it in advance. I just sat down and just started writing it. And here we are. It's quite a distance away, but don't worry, we can make it there and back before sunset. It'll be so easy. Okay. They walked down a narrow path that led into the forest. Hi, Ratlord, thank you. I hope you're writing as well. Thank you, Cuban Crisis. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't drop mine. Sometimes it can be so fragile and so heavy. Oh, that's annoying. We lead into the forest. Oh, look. People are being funny. Not starting a walk on by sunset, but arriving from the door. Hello, David. I'm going to shut this window. The forest animals were especially vengeful after a sunset. They roamed the villages and would try to claim Does listening to music affect your writing? I've heard from a couple of different writers that it ends up interfering with atmosphere and other aspects of writing. No, I listen to music. I'm not listening to it now, but I listen to music when I want to be completely immersed. I listen to music. I could not have finished this, or that, or like even the Coat series. I couldn't have finished any of these books without music. But I listened to different types of music as well when I wrote these. And this was very dark fantasy. This was more quirky fantasy. That's the only description I have for it. But I need it because sometimes you need to be in the book. There's no other way of explaining it. You have to be in there with the characters. And you can only achieve that through music because you have to completely block everything out. You have to feel what they're feeling, experience what they're experiencing, and yeah. And you can't just listen to just any type of music as well. That's the caveat. It has to fit the book. So, this series, Coats, this is more of a dark academia series. So it's dark academia, it's boarding school, rich kids and boarding school, that sort of theme, right? It's very edgy, it's very, I listened to Arctic Monkeys, I listened to a lot of indie music, but you can't listen to fantasy music when you write dark academia. So it just depends on what you're writing. But I have my playlists ready. I have certain playlists that I listen to, all on YouTube. There's some on Spotify, but mostly on YouTube. I've never listened to the In-Betweeners soundtrack. I've watched the In-Betweeners, I've never listened to it. Yes, indie music for the dark academia type college books. Yeah, indie music suits them perfectly. Exactly. But I guess Arctic Monkeys are indie as well. I don't know. I listen to them, but I don't know what genre of music they fall into. I just listen to the music. I don't really know what genre it goes into. And when I write fantasy, I listen to fantasy music. But today I'm not listening to anything because I'm just writing this. This is more for practice. I'm just getting, trying out this pen. I might use this in a video, I don't know yet, but I might use it as scrap paper or something, or I don't know. A fire starter of some sort. How long does it take on average to piece a book together? Oof, it depends. You can write a book in 3 months. You can write one book of about 80 to 90,000 words in about 3 months. Okay. I say 3 months, but you could probably get less. But if you want a good book, a well thought out story, well written, because you have to have a break as well, I would say 3 months. You could probably write it in less, but you're going to be very, I mean, when I say write it in less, that would be you writing every day, maybe 1,000, 2,000 words a day. Those have to be good words. They have to make sense. And then obviously you're going to write the first draft. If you're perfect and you just write the first draft and then send it to your editor, good for you, but the editor's going to make changes and then they're going to send it right back. So I would say 3 months, but I would not aim for that because I don't think that's a realistic time period, because you want the book to be good and you want the reader to be completely in the book. Yeah, I tend to write 90,000 words per book because that's just how I think. Handwriting, thank you. Can it be frustrating working with an editor? 1 second. Or is it actually a good thing having a fresh outside perspective edit your work? I feel like it might get on my nerves. No, you need an editor. You definitely do. I mean, you need an editor who's very professional. It's crucial. If your editor is professional, you won't be frustrated with the editor. But that's why you need someone who knows what they're looking for and who knows how to help you along and who knows how to give you constructive advice and constructive criticism. Extremely important. And you want the editor to get to your work before the readers do, because if the readers get to your work before the editor does, they will rip you apart. This has never happened to me. I've always had all my books professionally edited, but I've seen it happen to other authors who've released their work thinking my words are good enough, my ink, everything is fine, and they've marketed the book, and the readers have ripped them apart. It's been horrible to observe. So always get an editor. You need that outsider perspective, because when you're writing a book, you get tunnel vision. What's a good name for a female character? I don't know. It depends on what. Some people use a random name generator. I think you can Google that as a random name generator. But in terms of a good name, it depends on your female character, her attributes, her personality, her skill set. Is it a fantasy? Is it a romance? Is it a thriller? What genre? So many questions. So only you can decide. But if you're not sure or you're stuck, I would try and use a random name generator. I think if you find it on Google, they have quite a few of them, and quite a few people use them. Otherwise, maybe someone in the comments can help. Okay, I'm going to stop there because the fly started buzzing around again and I need to get it out. And my dogs don't like flies, so they're starting to try to kill the fly, but they can't get to it, so it's going to just become more and more chaotic. So I'm going to stop the... Yeah, here we go. I'm going to stop the live stream. I'm going to stop the live stream now, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for everyone who joined and who participated and who wrote and who, asked questions and took part. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully in less chaotic circumstances. But yeah, my dogs are going to try and kill a fly, so I have to stop now before the chaos ensues. See you all tomorrow. Bye. Alright, listen. What we're not going to do is